Hi there, Darren Thomson here. Welcome back to my video blog. I thought I'd spend a few minutes today just elaborating really on Symantec's approach to cloud computing. There's going to be a lot of interesting things happening here at Symantec in the area of cloud computing over the next couple of months. And so before diving into really any of the specific launches that you're going to see from us, I thought I'd just provide some context with regards to how Symantec are thinking about cloud, and importantly how we're engaging with our customers and our partners to take Symantec solutions and make them valuable and relevant in the context of cloud computing. So what I wanted to share with you on this blog really was, I guess, a kind of a model really for cloud computing that we're thinking about as we work with our customers and our partners, and we start to help them to define cloud strategy. The way that we're thinking about cloud at Symantec essentially breaks down into kind of three topic areas. Those areas we call consume, build and extend. And we think that any cloud strategy actually should be considering each of those views as an organisation starts to determine for itself how it would like to leverage the concept of cloud computing moving forward. So I'll speak briefly now about those three things, and then that hopefully should provide some context to some of the future blogs that I'll make that talk a little bit about what Symantec is doing in the cloud. So first of all, the consume model. So the consume model for us is essentially where users, end user organisations are thinking about consuming public cloud services. So there is a piece of IT infrastructure service or application service that I would like to have access to, I'd like to leverage. I don't want to build that myself, I don't want my IT organisation to do that. I think somebody else out there is perfectly capable of providing that for me. I don't want to own the infrastructure, I would like them to. I trust them enough to provide me with this particular service, and I'd like to pay for this service based on consumption. So in that consume space, you would have already seen that Symantec are quite active in bringing some of the things that we've become known for to market in a slightly different way. We have become a public cloud provider. We're providing security services, backup and archiving services, for example, as public services based on a multi-tenancy infrastructure, and allowing people to consume those services based on and pay for those based on their usage. So you're going to see much more of that from Symantec moving forward, and that's kind of how we think about that consume space. The next area is really around what we call the extend model. And this is where we're seeing a lot of organisations interested in leveraging cloud, but are not necessarily at the moment interested in taking public cloud services in the context of maybe applications as a whole, but rather would like to see their own infrastructures and their own infrastructure services able to leverage cloud in terms of sort of an extend model. So a quick way of thinking about that would be around storage, for example. We have customers in retail who, for the most part, for most of the year, are quite comfortable with the storage capacities and storage performance and planning, etc., that needs to occur in their organisation. But perhaps around Christmas, they need 3 times or 4 times or 5 times the storage capacity that they need at any other time of the year. Well, cloud potentially could provide a solution. We could keep the storage infrastructure that we own ourselves, and we could burst into somebody else's infrastructure in the cloud at those times of kind of peak usage that are necessary. Historically, I would have had to go and buy a bunch or rent a bunch of storage in order to satisfy that requirement. Now perhaps I can use somebody else's storage and keep costs down as a result of that. So that's the second sort of piece of the cloud model as we see it. And then the third part of the model really is what we call build. So this is where I want to build cloud services. Maybe I'm an IT organisation, I'd like to build private cloud services to make my own IT feel and smell and look like cloud to my internal users, consumers of IT. Or maybe I'm a service provider and I want to develop and build and bring to market cloud offerings to sell to the public and sell to external organisations. So if we think about those kind of three cloud models, working back, build, extend and consume, this is the way that Symantec are thinking about cloud computing, and what you're going to see from us over the coming months is activity in all three of those areas, and in fact also some activity in particularly around cloud governance and compliance that surrounds all three of those areas as well. So hopefully that's provided a little bit of context as to how we're kind of shaping and thinking about cloud computing, and in future blogs I'll talk more specifically about some of the launches and releases that you're going to see this year and how they fit into that consume, build, extend model. For now, take care of yourselves and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye bye.